migrate the data from 7 mode to cluster mode. Let me know if you are able to see my screen or not. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet, Naveen.
Now?
Yeah, now, yeah, now I am.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I've just configured the peering, cluster peering. I'm doing it. Cluster peer create. I've deleted the yesterday's lab because it added a lot of confusion, right? I don't want to use that lab again. So I'm using a fresh lab. Generate passphrase true. Let me go to the second cluster. Cluster peer create IP address peer IP 192.168.0.171. Yeah, that's it. Now it will ask for the passphrase. Just copy the passphrase that you copied from the other cluster. Now cluster peer show. Okay. Now peering is there between cluster 1 and cluster 2. Now let me create a V server here. V server, create on destination cluster. I'm creating the V server. I'm creating it like SVM1 cluster 1 DR. Okay, that is the name I'm keeping. And subtype you must select DP default, right? I told you already. Data services, blah blah. Yeah, that's it. That is enough. Okay, now I have created a vServer with DP default type. Now what I need to do, I need to create a peering between source and destination vServer as well, which is a normal vServer and a DP destination vServer. Create peer cluster name is SVM1 cluster 1. Okay, that is my source application snap method. Yeah, that's it. Okay, peer cluster 1. Now my cluster 2 vServer will send a request to SVM1. We need to accept it from here. vServer peer show. See, it is pending, so we need to accept it here. vServer peer accept. Okay, now check the vServer peering relation. It is also showing peer now. Now, once peering is completed, we need to create a snap mirror relationship. So snap mirror create source path, destination path, excuse me. Next, type XDP policy DP destination DP default. Next thing is schedule. Schedule I'm using hourly schedule and identity preserve to true. If you select identity preserve, what it will do, it will copy the vServer configuration as well along with the volume and the data. Okay, if you don't select identity, if you preserve if you set identity preserve to false, then it will not copy the vServer configurations. Okay, it will only copy the volumes and data inside the volumes and its permissions. That's it. Okay. So the main purpose of vServer DR is to eliminate the config time based time that we are going to waste during the configurations on DR, right? So mostly people will set identity preserve to true. Okay. Does not exist. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Now snap mirror got created. Now we need to initialize the snap mirror. This time I think it will not fail. Okay. Not Okay, let me select it from here. And again, we need to mention the type, policy. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's initialize it now. So snap mirror show, it is transferring right now. Let it transfer. This time it will not fail. I'm sure it will complete, and after completion, we'll be able to see all the things. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, I'm back. So yeah, it is still transferring the data. Let it transfer. Let me see if it got created any volumes on the destination. Not yet. See, it is creating volumes now. See, if we don't have Chicago retail something, the volume. Now we have that volume. It is creating the volumes now one by one. See, LA retail, NYC retail, something like that. Now let's check the snap mirror show. It's still transferring. I think we have not started recording. Oh, okay, we have started. Great.
Still white showing uninitialized.
Yeah. But once initialization is completed, then only it will show you snap mirror.
Oh, okay.
Still, it is in the phase of doing it, right? Initial
Yes.
transfer. Yeah. See
Throughout the
now.
clusters also, I mean, across the clusters also, we have to do at the destination part only, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
If you are doing within the cluster, or I mean, within the cluster, it doesn't make any sense. Like you are doing within the cluster, single cluster only. But if you are
yes.
doing snap mirror between two clusters, you need to do it on the destination cluster, like where you want to
Uh,
maintain a DR.
Sometimes maybe client will ask within the cluster also, right? Between
Yeah, within the cluster,
two
then
servers.
there is, yeah, within the cluster, then no problem, right? Even V
Yes.
server also, you'll not connect to the V server. You'll connect to the
Yes.
cluster, and where there you'll be running the V server, right?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
But within the between the V servers will not maintain any DR. That doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, unless if your cluster is having a if your cluster is a metro cluster. Yeah. Okay. Now the
Okay.
transfer is completed. Okay. So see, I'm able to see the lifts. Like I have not configured any lifts, but see, I'm able to see the lifts on the destination. I've not configured anything. I just configured the V server and created a V server peering and created a snap mirror, V server level snap mirror. That's it. Not only that, see, automatically it configured CIFS as well on the destination V server. Like whatever the, can you go on mute, Anvesh? Yeah. So it is like in SVMDR, if you set identity preserve to true, it will copy everything, all the configurations as well, along with the data. See, it copied everything from source to destination. Now, how vServer DR will work? So first, whenever okay, what I'll do. Let me check if I have any share. Okay, let me try to access this share. Okay, what is the IP? CIFS 130, right? 130. 192.168.0.130. I'm able to access this share, right? Without any issues. Now what I'm going to do, let's assume that my SVM1 is down, which is on the source cluster. I'm stopping it, okay? To bring it down. See, if you see vServer show, it is stopped. That means I'll be not able to access anything. See, lost. I'll get an error, like I'm not able to see the data. It is trying to connect, but I'll get an error after like few seconds. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to break the snap mirror. See, detecting problem it is. Okay, and not able to connect. Okay, let me choose it now. Now again, let me break it. Okay, now snap mirror is broken. So and after that, what we need to do, we need to bring the lifts on the source down. Network interface show. Okay, they're down only. Still, why I am not able to bring them? Okay, let me try to bring them up. Network interface modify. All the lifts I'm bringing up. Status admin. I think administrative status is still up only. Maybe due to network issue or something, they are down. See, if you are seeing two things here, right? One is showing as up, one is showing as down. The top one, if it is up, that means that this is related to configuration. If it is showing down, then you might have configured it in a wrong way. If it is showing down here in the second part, then there might be something wrong with the physical connectivity or hardware components. Okay, so we can't do anything, like we need to figure it out, like why it went down and all. Let's see. 0F is up only. Why it went down? Okay, let me do one thing. Interface modify on the source cluster. I'm bringing all the lifts admin status to down. Let me see if that works. So if you check now, it is showing both down, down. That means even the configuration is also not correct. Like we brought it down manually, and physical connectivity is also down. Still, it is showing down. I don't know why. Like if we are doing something wrong. Nothing in there. Okay, let me bring them back. I don't know why, but yeah, this is the way you need to do vserver level snap meter. Not sure. Maybe it is a lab. That's the reason it is not working. But immediately once you break the snap mirror replication, what it will do, it will bring everything back to normal. Okay. Let me bring my vserver also up. Okay. Work interface modify. Oh yeah, now I got it. See, uh, by default, the vserver will be in stopped state. You need to bring it up. Yeah, that's the reason. Okay, let me do everything again. You got it right. Now let me stop the vserver again. Source vserver I'm talking about. Okay, let me break the snap mirror. Silly mistakes will do. No, it is still transferring the data. Okay, let it finish. Yeah, it's finished. Now let me break it. That's okay, you can break it even without queuing, but you need to follow better. You need to queue it, then break it. That is the best practice. Okay, as this is a lab, I am doing it. Okay, broken off. Now what do you need to do? Still is showing that lifts are down, right? Now what I need to do, I need to start the vserver start. That's it. Still they are showing down. Okay, let me give it a try, bringing down the lifts. Network interface modify. It is admin down. Yeah, see, now both of them are up. So first what we need to do, whenever source vserver is not available, I mean something wrong with the source cluster or source vserver, you need to break the vserver dr replication. Okay, once the vserver dr is replication is down, you need to bring the lifts also down on the source. After that you need to start the destination vserver and bring the status admin of the lifts on the destination to up, so that it will bring the lift back to a working state. So see, now you'll be able to automatically connect to the share from destination. See, now I have connected to the shares from a destination vserver, which is a cluster 2 and svm1 cluster 1 dr. From here I have connected. I have not connected from the cluster 1. Okay, this is the way you can connect. Any questions? So you here, by using SVMDR, you don't need to do any configurations. If it is a normal snap mirror, you need to configure the vserver CIFS on vserver separately, NFS separately, right? But with the help of SVMDR, all the configurations are replicating from source to destination, it is pretty easy. Okay, when you want it back to normal, simple. Uh, just bring the vserver back to normal state. Okay, okay. Okay, so what you need to do, first we need to bring this vserver down. We need to stop the actual dr vserver. Once it is down, now we can start the this vserver. Okay, after that, once this is completed, what we need to do, we can resync the snap mirror. But again, same procedure, guys. Whenever you failed over the things to destination vserver, my client started using the destination vserver and volumes on the destination vserver, right? So you need to do the reverse snap mirror replication. Everything is same, just like a normal snap mirror. You need to perform the reverse snap mirror replication to copy the data, whatever my client has copied on the destination so far. Okay, you need to do a reverse snap mirror. Same procedure, just like a normal snap mirror only. Okay, that's it. Resync will bring the normal replication back. And now what I need to do, I need to again bring the lifts on the destination source up. Network okay, yeah, network interface modify. face modify. Yep, that's it. Now try accessing the share. Still it is accessible. See, I'm accessing it now via cluster one. Okay, this is the way you need to do. Okay, any questions? Like if you want me to show you the reverse snap mirror also, I can show you that. That is not a big deal. It is just like normal snap mirror only. Run the resync command on the cluster one. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Are good, right? If you are good, then I'll destroy this lab and let's start 7 to C migration immediately. Lohita, Zubair.
Yeah, that's good for me.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Let me stop this lab because I can create only one lab at a time in this account. Now I have a lab called migrating with ease from 7 to ONTAP. Okay, this is the lab where you can do 7 mode to C mode migration. Let me request the lab. Okay, let me connect to it. So generally, okay, there are ways to migrate the data from 7 mode Netapp to cluster mode Netapp. Okay, at one point of time, we have to migrate the data from 7 mode to cluster mode because 7 mode is available till 8.2, right? Data on tap 8.2. Now, if you want to go to 8.3, you must migrate all of your data from 7 mode to C mode. There is no way to upgrade the operating system, data on tap operating system from 7 mode to C mode. What you need to do, you need to buy separate controllers with the cluster mode, which is coming to you with a cluster mode, and you have to copy the data from 7 mode to cluster mode by migrating the data. Okay, that is the only way. So there are 3 ways in migrating the data. One is host based migration. Host based migration in the sense of we are doing a copy. Like for example, I have a CIF share. What I'll do, I'll create a similar CIF share on a cluster mode as well, and I'll map those 2 CIF shares on one server, and I'll copy the data. I can copy the data manually. I can copy the data using Windows tools called RoboCopy, Xcopy. Okay, like that. If it is a NFS, then I can use tools called rsync or something like that. I can use some external third-party tools. If it is a VMware environment, then I can use a storage vMotion. Like that. These all are host-based migrations. That means we don't do anything. Storage people don't perform anything. What we'll do, just like how we have a share in 7 mode, we'll create a share on cluster mode and we'll give it to them. Or if we have NFS export, we'll create an NFS export from the C mode and we'll give it to the server. If you have a LUN on a 7 mode, we'll provide a similar kind of LUN to the same server from the cluster mode. So data copy and everything will be taken care by host team. That means either server team or end user, whoever it is. We are not responsible for that. Okay, that is what we'll call it as a host-based migration. So when we are going to proceed with the host-based migration, there are 2 scenarios. One is when SnapMirror is not licensed. Okay, SnapMirror is not licensed then we'll do, because in order to migrate the data from 7 mode to C mode, again it will use the snap mirror only in the backend, okay, to copy the data. If you don't have a snap mirror license on either 7 mode or C mode, or you don't have that license on both of them, then you'll be not able to proceed with the other ways of transfer. You must go with the host based migration only. That is the one scenario. Another scenario is 7 mode data on tap is very old and not compatible with C mode on tap. Okay, for example, let's assume that my 7 mode is running on data on tap 7.3 or something, very old version, and my on tap cluster mode is running on tap 9.7 or 9.8. Then you'll be not able to uh, migrate the data from this 7 mode system to the C mode system using any other method, like through snap mirror and all. Not possible. Okay, you cannot do that. So in this kind of scenario also, we need to proceed with the host based migration. The minimum version of data on tap on 7 mode required to migrate the data from a storage point of view is, at least you should be on data on tap 8.1. Okay, 7 mode, data on tap 8.1 7 mode version. Then only you can copy the data from 7 mode to C mode using storage tools, whatever tools are by Netapp. But if you are running on older version than that, then you must do host based migration only. Okay, next, second way of migrating the data is snap mirror TDP. Snap mirror TDP means nothing but transition data protection snap mirror. Okay, that is what we'll call it as snap mirror TDP. TDP means transition data protection. TDP. Someone unmuted. Any question?
Bro, will you increase the font?
Actually, I don't have mouse. Without mouse, I can't do that. That's the
Yes,
problem.
Ashish, no problem. No problem. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'll adjust. Yeah.
yeah. Please. Okay. So snap mirror TDP means transition data protection snap mirror. So with the TDP, TDP is just like a normal snap mirror only, but we cannot use this TDP as a DR from 7 mode to C mode. You cannot maintain, for example, snap mirror. What is the main purpose of the snap mirror? To maintain a DR, right? To maintain a disaster recovery. That is the main purpose of a snap mirror, right? But TDP cannot be used as a disaster recovery solution. Okay, TDP is only data migration, useful only to migrate the data from 7 mode to cluster mode. That's it. That is the main agenda. So TDP is also just like normal snap error. What we need to do, we need to create a peering relation between 7 mode controller and our cluster. After that, we need to create the snap mirror between 7 mode volume and cluster mode volume. And after that, we need to initialize the relation between 7 mode volume and cluster mode volume. Yeah, after that, we will let the data copy from 7 mode to C mode according to the schedule. We'll schedule a change in one day, and we'll cut over everything, and we'll move everything back to the cluster mode, and we'll ask a client to uh, ensure everything is accessible. After that, we'll delete everything on the snap 7 mode. Okay, that is the way, just like normal snap mirror only. Okay, generally when we are going to use snap mirror TDP, most of the people will not use um, snap mirror TDP, because snap mirror TDP will only copy only data, Okay, it will copy only data. It will be not able to copy any transfers and all. And again, in order to perform a SnapMirror TDP, you require license on both the ends. SnapMirror license. If you have SnapMirror license on both the ends, there is a better way. You can migrate the data from 7 mode to C mode instead of proceeding with the SnapMirror TDP. That is the reason most of the people will not use the SnapMirror TDP. Okay. So next method is third one, which is a 7MTT tool. 7MTT, which is 7 mode transition tool. This is a tool developed by Netapp to migrate the data from 7 mode to C mode. Again, in the backend, it will also use SnapMirror TDP. Sorry. Yeah, it will also use SnapMirror TDP in the backend, but you don't in Snap. If you are using SnapMirror TDP directly, you need to do everything manually. But if you are using this tool, the advantage is along with the data, you can migrate the configurations as well. Okay, configurations like CIFS configuration, NFS configuration from 7 mode to C mode, permissions, lot of things. Even you can move the lifts as well, like IP addresses from 7 mode to C mode, like that. You can do everything. Okay, you can migrate everything from 7 mode to cluster mode based on your choice. Okay, so that is the reason people will not prefer TDP. If you have a SnapMirror license, better to go ahead with the 7MTT, right? And one more thing is you can migrate multiple volumes by using 7MTT. Whereas by using SnapMirror TDP, if you have multiple volumes, you need to create a SnapMirror between each and every volume. But whereas in 7MTT, you can copy the data by using this tool from 7 mode to cluster mode, multiple volumes. You can perform it on multiple volumes, or you can migrate the entire array also. Okay, that is the reason. So these are the three ways. So most of the people will prefer 7MTT only if you have a SnapMirror license, because that is a easy and efficient way. But if you don't have a SnapMirror license, then we'll proceed with the host-based migration. That's it. Nobody, I have never seen people using TDP, SnapMirror TDP. Okay. Any questions? Yeah. Let me show you now. So see, yeah. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to go to the support site and you need to download the tool. Okay, this 7MTT tool will be available to you in download section. You need to go to downloads, click on downloads, and just see the first one, 7 more transition tool. Okay, you need to download it from here. You can select the latest version, or you can select the old versions as well. Okay, nothing. If you select the latest version, you'll get more features and improvements will be there. Okay, so this you need to download it and you need to install it. Actually, this tool will be available to you in multiple flavors, like one is you can install it on Linux server, or you can install it on a Windows server. So based on your convenience, like if you are familiar with the Linux, then go ahead and download the Linux binary and install it on a Linux server. If you are comfortable with the Windows, then download the Windows binary and install it on a Windows server. Okay. So here in this lab, the tool is already installed. Okay, and we can access the tool from a web page. Okay, from a web page. Like when you open the tool, it will open like this. Like in the lab, they have given a shortcut here to open the tool. They have provided the shortcut here. I am not able to see it. Let me. Okay, yeah. See, this is how the tool will open. Okay, just like your system manager, it is also a browser based tool. Here you need to enter your username and password. I think root is the username and password is Netapp only, capital NETAPP, one exclamatory. Let's see. Yeah, okay, root. And if you don't know, yeah, lab guide, you'll be able to get the username and password in the lab guide. Lab guide will be here. Okay, so this is the 7-mode tool. Once you install it on the server, if you enter the server IP in the browser, it will take you to the 7-mode transaction tool. Okay, you can access this tool from anywhere. Only thing is you need to use the server IP where you have installed this tool. Okay, and again in 7-mode transition also, there are two ways to migrate the data. One is a copy based migration, another one is copy free migration. See here, one is a copy based migration, another one is a copy free migration. So what is copy based migration? Copy based migration is nothing but it will use the snap mirror in the backend. You can copy the data from 7-mode to CMode by using snap mirror technology, snap mirror TDP technology in the backend. There is another way which is a copy free migration. For example, if your 7-mode controller or CMode don't have a snap mirror license, still you want to proceed with a 7MTT, then you can do a copy free transition, but this is a very difficult one. What you need to do, you need to remove the disk shells from the 7-mode. You need lot of downtime, but only advantage is you can migrate large amounts of data. Okay, you can migrate large amounts of data. See, that is what they have mentioned. Migrate the 7-mode data by connecting the 7-mode disk shells to cluster nodes without requiring the data copy. Just they'll remove the shells from 7-mode controllers. Obviously, if you remove the shells, controllers will be not able to access the data, and they'll be not all our hosts will lose access to the data, right? And you need to connect the disk shells to the controllers in the cluster node, and you need to do apply some configurations and make them compatible with the cluster mode, and then connect your clients to uh, cluster mode controllers, so that they'll be able to start accessing the data from a cluster mode. Okay, this is how this is another way you can do. But only advantage is you can copy, like for example, I have 20 shelves. Yeah, do all just and I have like, let's assume like I have petabytes of data. Then if you are proceed with if you proceed with the copy based migration, like it will take ages, right? Like you need to copy one by one, or you need to select like 10 or 20 volumes per day, and you need to migrate them. But if you proceeded with the copy free transition, just remove all 20 disk shells from here and connect them from there and apply the configurations. That's it, they are ready to use. But only thing is it requires downtime, like disconnecting. I mean the downtime is very high. But when it comes to copy based transition, the downtime is just minutes only. But for this copy free transition, you need hours of downtime. Okay, because you need to disconnect the shells, you need to connect the shells to the cabling and everything. After that, you need to apply the configurations, and configurations has to finish. Then only you can my clients can start accessing the data from cluster mode nodes. Okay, any questions? Let's do it. Most of the people, 99% of the people, not 99, mostly 100% of the people proceed with the copy based only, because that is the best way to do the migrate the data from 7-mode to CMode. Copy free transition is a risky thing. Okay, yeah. So I have selected here copy based transition, and I'm clicking on start planning. Now what it is asking is add your both 7-mode and the cluster mode here. So if you go to lab guide, you'll be able to get the details, but I have the details here. See, in this lab I have two 7-mode controllers which are HA pair. I told you, right, when it comes to 7-mode, each controller will act like an independent storage. When one controller ran into problem, then only other controller will help. But in cluster mode, both the controllers will work as a single storage, right? Yeah, that's the reason I have two controllers here. Now let's add them. You need to add your controller name, DNS name or IP address. Root is the username. That's it. See, my 7 mode controller added here. Let me add the other controller as well. Guys, one more thing, we forgot to discuss about the snap vault. Okay, I'll cover it tomorrow. Okay, sorry. We discussed only snap mirror and DR snap mirror LS and all. We forgot about the snap vault. Let's discuss it on Monday. Not a big topic. It's also like it will take like half an hour only. So not a problem. See, both my 7 mode controllers added here and cluster mode cluster added here. Okay, and it is running on data on tap 8.25p3. This is the version they are running on, and this is my cluster mode 9.7p2. Okay, now I have added like you can add multiple 7 mode controllers and you can add multiple cluster mode clusters. Click on next. Now what it is doing is it is just fetching the volumes from the controllers. Like you can see how many volumes I have on each controller. 7 mode. Okay. Okay, so I have one SAN volume, one NAS volume. This is the root volume of my controller. This is a snap mirror volume, the volume which is involved with the snap mirror relationship. So first what we'll do, we'll copy the normal volume. Later we'll see how we can migrate the snap mirror volume. Okay, so first let me copy these two volumes. If your volume is a standalone, then you need to select transition as a standalone. If your volume is part of snap mirror, then you cannot select this, because if you select this, it will only copy this particular volume from 7 mode to cluster mode. It will not copy entire snap mirror, which is a source and destination volumes. Okay, for snap mirror volumes you need to select this option. As these are not snap mirrored volumes, I mean these volumes don't have any snap mirror, it is not showing anything, but this is volume is snap mirror volume, that's why it is showing here. Okay, so let's ignore it for now. Okay, I have selected my SAN volume and NAS volume, which I have on controller 1, and I'm going next, create and project and continue. That's okay, it will show some warning, you can ignore that. Project name is SAN NAS something. Okay, let's create a new project group as well. And NAS, like this is only for our administration purpose. Like normally in real time, we'll we'll put some application name, which the volumes which we are migrating are related to which application. Based on that, we'll put the name. Okay, in real time. Okay, let's save it. Okay, now here, so what are the IPs it needs to use from the 7 mode? Okay, so by automatically it took one IP from the 7 mode. Like if you want to use multiple IPs from the 7 mode to copy the data between 7 mode and cluster mode, you can mention one more IP here. But why it is not asking us for the cluster mode IPs? Because in 7 mode we don't have any dedicated port for snap mirror. Like we don't have any dedicated IP ports like that. You can use the same IP to access the data, to transfer the data using snap mirror, to connect to the controller for management purpose. But when it comes to cluster mode, we have a dedicated lifts, right? Inter-cluster lift for snap mirror. That is the reason it is not asking for the cluster mode. It is asking for the 7 mode. Now what I'll do, let me log into the controller. I just want to use multiple IPs. You need a little 7 mode knowledge as well in order to migrate the data. But if you encounter this in your real time, I can help you. Like no, not a problem. I'll help you if you got any project to migrate the data. See, This is the command to check the interfaces. Normally, we in cluster mode will use network interface show, right? But this is the command if config-a to display all the interfaces and all the IP addresses configured on top of the interfaces. See, it has 121, 151, 152, 153, all these IPs, right? So what I'll use, I just want to use 151 as well. Okay, just a second, guys. So yeah, so you need to mention the second IP, like if you want to use multiple IPs, so that the data transfer will be very fast. And if one port failed during the data transfer, still the data can be copied to other port. Okay, this is only for snap mirror transfer. Okay, so now it is asking us to select which cluster you want to. If you have multiple clusters, it will display all the clusters. As I have only one cluster, it is displaying only one cluster here. Okay, let me select the pointer as well. I have not selected it. Okay, this is the cluster. And here you need to select the vServer. So I want to migrate my volumes to this particular vServer. Okay, and click next. Now it is asking me, okay, you are copying these two volumes. Okay, to which aggregate you want to? I want to copy one volume to 01 aggregate and one volume to 02 aggregate. So it will show you aggregate capacities as well, how much available on cluster mode, everything it will show you here. Okay, target volume, blah blah and all. One more thing here, in 7 mode the paths will be little different. In cluster mode they are different. So do you want to use the paths same like 7 mode, or do you want to use the cluster mode pathing mechanism? Mostly people will use cluster mode pathing mechanism. So we'll select mostly use cluster data on tap volume name, something like that. See, now the paths got changed. They are showing like slash wall 2 underscore slan slash wall 1 underscore nas, like that. But earlier they look little different in 7 mode. Like in 7 mode, like they are like slash wall slash volume name, something like that. Okay, you need to check this as well. It is again your decision. You can configure in any way. And if you want to change the volume in 7 mode, a different name, you can do that. You can change the volume name as well. Okay, that is also can be doable. Mostly will not do that. Okay, click next. Now we have selected all the volumes, like which volume we need to migrate and all, right? So along with that, it is asking me, do you want to transfer any IP address? Like for example, here I have a IP address called 153. I just want to move this IP also from 7 mode to cluster mode. Then what you can do, select 7 mode leaf, and it will display you all the IPs configured on the 7 mode. You need to select the one IP. See, I've selected 153 IP. What I want to do, I want to move this IP from 7 mode to cluster mode. So where you want to move? I want to move it to controller 1 E0D port. Okay, like that. And if you want, you can create a new leaf as well during this. Okay, like that. For example, 192.168.0.161. Net mask 255.255.255.0 on C mode. Okay, gateway 192.168.0.1. V server, which node you want to? I want to create it on node 2. Okay, which port you want to? I want to create it on E0D port. I want to use 163. Yeah, let me use 163. Okay, that's it. So what it is doing, one IP it is migrating from the 7 mode, one leaf it is creating on the cluster mode automatically during this procedure. Okay, like that. Click next. Now you need to create a schedule, because we cannot copy all the data in a single time, right? Because my clients keep on copying the data, and we cannot perform a cutover immediately. We need to inform them, like, what we'll do. First, we'll initiate the copy in the backend. After that, we'll talk to clients and tell them, okay, we are moving your data from 7 mode to cluster mode, as 7 mode controllers are becoming old. This is our strategy. Like that, we'll inform them, and we'll ask them for the downtime, like when you want to cut over your application from 7 mode to C mode. So they'll give us a timeline. Like, okay, we want to copy the data. We can perform the data on coming Sunday, something like that. They'll tell us. So meanwhile, their application will be keep on using the 7 mode only, right? And they're copying the data, deleting the data, modifying the data. Those modifications and all, everything has to copy from 7 to C, right? So for that, we'll create a schedule. So based on the schedule, it will keep on copying the data. Okay, I'm just selecting test sched, something like that. So yeah, do you want to copy the data daily, or do you want to copy the data in specific times, blah blah blah, like that? I don't want to waste my time here. Just I'm creating a normal schedule. Okay, next. This is a very important plan configuration. So what all things you need to move from 7 mode to cluster mode here. So I'm deselecting everything. I don't want to select everything. So what I want to do, I just want to copy the CIFS options, what I have on 7 mode. Do I need that? I don't want that. Okay. User mapping configurations. I want to copy user mapping configurations. We'll talk about that in advanced concepts. User mapping configuration. We'll talk about that. Preferred domain control list. Yeah. Do you have any preferred domain and all? If you have any audit configuration, yeah, I want that. I want NFS options. I want CIFS options. Unix users and groups. No, I don't want name services and all, like that. You need to select which all configurations has to be migrated from 7 to C. Like for example, I want the host configurations. I want DNS configuration. I want LDAP configuration, like that. Whatever the things you want to copy, and along with that, I want to copy share permissions, like shares and ACLs, CIF shares and ACLs. Okay, like that. If you have home directories, you need to copy, select that as well. And I want to copy NFS exports. NFS exports means, yeah, which server has access to which volume. We have that, right? Yeah. If you want to copy them, yeah, you need to. And if you have a SAN volume, then you need to copy the I groups as well, right? I groups and mapping, LUN mapping, which LUN map to which I group, what is the LUN ID and all. Yeah. If you want to copy snapshot schedules, you need to, yeah, or else you can uh, create your own schedules later, maybe, like that. What all the things you want to copy, you need to select them from here. Like if you want to copy the efficiencies, we'll talk about that later, like that. Okay, now save and go to dashboard. So what it will do now, so far what we have done, just we selected what all needs to be copied and all, where to copy, from where to where it has to copy, everything we have selected. Now first step is to run the pre-checks. So what it will do, it will check everything. Can we perform this action, like the data copy between this 7 mode and cluster mode volumes or not? It is doing the, it is running the pre-checks now. See, it is running here. There is a circle which is rotating. So normally, if you got any errors here, then you must fix them. But if you have some warnings, you need to take a look at the warnings. If they are related to you, you need to resolve them and proceed. But if you can ignore warnings, like if they are not related to you. But if you got error na, you must fix them. Okay, you cannot proceed with errors. It will not allow you to proceed with errors. Errors means sorry, which will be a disruptive thing. Okay, so it will not allow you to proceed. If you close it, then it will show you green. Green means pre-check is perfect. Like you can proceed with the start line, start baseline. Start baseline means it will start copying the data between the volumes from 7 mode to volumes to cluster mode and configurations as well. Okay, start baseline. That's okay. It is saying that you have warnings. Do you want to proceed still? Yeah, if you need to check the warnings as well, you cannot proceed blindly. Okay, if they are not related, then you can proceed. Now what it will do, it is started copying the data. Generally here we don't have much data, right? So it will be very quick, but in real time it will take like days to copy the data based on how many volumes you selected, how big they are, what is their size. Yeah, based on that it will take time. Again, here also we got warnings only, no errors, so we are good to go. Still it is running. See, done, successful with warnings. Green. If it is errors, then it will show you in red color, unsuccessful with errors, something like that. Then you need to fix the errors. Okay, my baseline is also completed. Now what we'll do, we'll wait for some time. Like now today is the day we can move everything from 7 mode to cluster mode. Okay, our application team is also ready with us. Now what we'll do, we'll ask application team to stop accessing that 7 mode volumes, so they'll stop accessing them. After that, what we'll do, we'll apply the configurations. So during this procedure, okay, during this procedure, along with the data, it will copy the configurations as well. See, validating the LIF information, pre-cutover, blah blah. Okay, it is copying the data from configurations as well from 7 to C. See, it is doing one by one. Performing a final copy update from 7 mode to C mode volumes. It is copying the data finally from 7 mode to C. This is the last data transfer. Whatever the data, if you are copying, if your client is still copying the data to 7 mode, after this, that will be not copied to cluster mode. We are not responsible for that. That is the reason we'll ask them to stop copying the data to 7 mode before doing the apply configurations. Okay, you have to make sure that no one is accessing the data. We need to send a notification to client team. See, it is also successful with warnings, no problem, as it is in green color. Okay, pre-cutover is also completed. Now complete the transition. Once you complete the transition, what it will do, it will move everything from to cluster 7 to cluster, and uh, now people will be not able to access the 7 mode volumes anymore. Okay, let me and here one more thing, whenever you want to pass the SnapMirror application, you can pass it here, and you can resume it. When you want to start it, you can resume it here. Whenever you want to copy the data from source to destination manually, you can use the update also. Okay, I forgot to show you all these things. Now let me complete a transition. Complete. So here we have an option, take source volumes offline after transition. Once we move everything from source to destination, 7 mode to C mode, then it will take the 7 mode volumes to offline state, so that nobody will be able to access those volumes even without, I mean, wrongly, I mean, without by mistake. Okay, so better to keep them in offline state. Okay, continue. That's it. This is the final thing. After that, nobody will be able to access the 7 mode volumes. Everyone who's trying to connect the shares or SAN LANs, everything will be connected to the cluster mode only. Okay, I mean, if it is a NAS, then it is very easy, but if it is a SAN, you need to do zoning and all between your servers and cluster mode Netapp. Okay, that is it. You have to do it manually. That is not part of this transition. Okay, zoning and all, because that is a switch level, right? Not a storage level. That's it, completed, done. Now let's log into our cluster mode system and verify the configurations, if you are able to see the configurations or not. Okay, admin Okay, now I'm inside my cluster. See volumes. See, I'm able to see, right? Wall 1 NAS, wall 2 SAN. Okay. Now let's see vServer CIFS show. See, I'm able to see the CIFS configuration like that. Let's see I groups. See, I'm able to see the I group which migrated from 7 to C. Okay, let's see LUN. See, and let's see LUN mapping show. Okay, this is the LUN which is mapped to I group 10 with the LUN ID 0, ISC protocol, like that. Okay, it will copy everything. On one more thing, network interface show also. Let's check that. See, we have moved 153 IP from 7 mode to, right, 7 mode. See, that is, it is showing, and 163 that we created during the transition, right? Yeah. So this is the way you can migrate the data from 7 mode to cluster mode using 7MTT. Any questions? If you are good, then what I'll do, I'll show you how to migrate the snap mirror as well. Okay. After that, we'll stop the class for today, and tomorrow we'll talk about snap vault, which we forgot. Okay. So once everything is completed, go back to plan and design again. So again, plan and design, what it will do, it will give you these two options. Just select migration, copy paste migration, start planning. As we have added already 7 and the C mode storage systems, that's fine. If you want to add new, you can add them. So yeah, let's proceed next. Now it is again fetching the volumes. So what all volumes you want to migrate now? Now I want to migrate a snap mirror volume. So my snap mirror source is this volume, and I have a snap mirror destination here on the second controller. This is my snap mirror destination. So in order to migrate these two volumes together along with the snap mirror relationship, I cannot select transition as a standalone. If I select only, it will copy the source volume. So I need to select this option here, transition with snap mirror relationship. Okay, click on create a project. Let's use the existing, yeah, snap mirror wall something, put some project. Let's select the existing one only we have created, right? SAN as something. Yeah. Let's use both the IPs 192.168.0.151. Proceed next. So 151 not does not exist. Okay, then use 152. We have, right? Yeah, 152 is there. Oh, not on FAST02. Okay, okay. Then let's select one from FAST01 and one from FAST02. Let me connect to 155. Let's use 155. Okay, click next. Now which volume you want to migrate? So to which cluster you want to migrate? I want to migrate my volume to cluster 1. And what is the volume you want to migrate? See here, it is showing like secondary volume. Secondary means here you need to mention the destination first. So I want to configure my SnapMirror destination volume to vServer DR root, this particular one. Okay, So where do you want to copy target cluster? Okay, node 1 only. I want to use a different mount point like a cluster slash volume name. Okay, proceed next. I don't want to migrate any lifts now. As part of this, I have already migrated them. So next, empty. Create a schedule. Let me do a default. Deselect all. I just want to copy only few. If it is a SAN, then select the I group and all Unix users and groups. NFS configuration, LDAP configuration, DNS entries. Yeah, host configurations and all like that. Yeah. Save, go to dashboard. Now we are done with the secondary. Still see, you have a primary. You have to select the primary, which is a source volume. Click on that primary. Okay. Click on edit project. It already selected. No, right? No, no. Yeah. No. What we need to do, select primary and click on edit project. A second. Primary edit. Select data copy. Select your vServer. Source volume has to go to vServer 1. Destination volume went to vServer SVM1DR. Like that, you need to, don't forget to enter both the volume details. Okay. Mostly it will not ask for the source volume. You need to manually do that. Okay. Now it is showing C primary here, project type. Next. I don't want to add any lifts because I have already added. Scroll, test, schedule. I want to use it. Next. Yeah, let me deselect everything and let me select only few. NFS options, mix users and groups, DNS configuration, ACLs, NFS exports, LDAP configuration, DNS, SAN, snapshots. That's it. Now we have configured both primary as well as secondary. Don't forget to select the edit the primary. Okay, if you do that, it will fail. It will not complete. Now run the pre-checks. Normally we'll select one cluster for source and one cluster for destination, right? In when it comes to real time, but as we have one cluster, only one cluster, we have selected different SVMs. That's it. Yeah, done with the pre-checks. Start baseline. That's okay. Ignore the warning. Yeah, it is also successful with warnings. So ignore. Now let's apply config. Yeah, now let me show you. If you want to stop the transfer, you can pass it. So what it will do, it will pass the replication. Like from now onwards, it will not copy any data from 7 mode to C mode. Okay. When you want to bring it to normal state, like you need to resume it, then only it will start copying the data. From once you resume it, then only it will start copying the data again. Okay. It is like a queues and resume. Okay. Pass means. Now, if you want to update, if you want to copy the data manually, you need to perform an update. Like normally you create a schedule, right? You want to copy the data in between that schedule manually. Then you can click on update. And you have another option called abort. Abort is a thing when you want to, there is transfer going on between 7 to C. You want to stop the transfer, then you need to click on abort. Okay. Yeah. Now let's apply configuration. That's okay. Let it complete. So yeah, it's completed now. Okay, yeah, we need to do the same for the secondary as well. Run pre-check. Done. Now start baseline. Actually, we'll start baseline to both of them together. But yeah, I forgot it. Okay, it is also completed. Now apply configuration. It's okay. Once the apply configuration is completed, we can complete the transfer. Complete the, oh, something went wrong actually. What it is saying is on the destination vServer where you have selected, CIFS is not configured. But during the configuration section, you mentioned to copy the CIFS configurations as well. Okay, that's the reason it is throwing an error. So what you need to do, go to configuration planning, edit project, select edit project, or else you can, what you can do, just remove the things related to CIFS. Okay, let me edit. We need to edit the project. Edit plan configuration. You can edit anytime. Like okay, let's uncheck related to CIFS because CIFS is not configured. Or else you need to configure CIFS on top of that. Then only it will allow you without warning. Now let's apply the configuration. Now it will not throw error. Hopefully. So only thing is, doing it is very easy. The planning is very, very important. Okay. Close. That's it. Now we can complete the transition. Yes, I said do it in the backend so that I can go to primary project, and here also I can complete. First, let's it is completed. Now I can do it on primary. Once the secondary transition is completed, then I can perform the same on primary. What it is saying is like a snap mirror might be relationship might affect, so be careful. Something it is throwing warning. Okay. That's it. Now check like yeah. So snap mirror between snap mirror test and snap mirror test destination is also got created as part of the transition. Okay, this is the way you can transfer the snap mirror with both source and destination volumes from 7 mode to cluster mode. Okay, any questions, guys?
No.
Okay, just practice it. Okay, so that you'll get more clarity. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, and guys, like whoever
Good
not
now.
paid the second installment, can you please pay it? Yeah, we are almost done, like a week away from completing the course. Please. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Navin. So, Navin, tomorrow we are having the class.
No, Monday again.
Yeah, okay, Navin. Yes, that's fine.
Thank you.